From Springfield to Seacon, Pittsfield to Provincetown, and all points in between. It's all about basketball today in the Bay State. And whether they've climbed aboard the UMass bandwagon or among the hardy faithful for Boston College, they've packed the new Fleet Center to the rafters. And this is the hottest ticket in town. It's the UMass Minutemen against the Boston College Eagles in a Massachusetts shootout here on CBS. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. I'm Sean McDonough, and it's great to have you with us. There was a time when BC and UMass played every year in basketball, but now they've met only once since 1979. The rivalry fizzled for a number of reasons, including mutual dislike between the two programs, but in the wake of tremendous pressure from fans and media, they are playing again today, and the build-up has been incredible. I'm joined by Bill Raftery. Bill, as we look at this matchup, BC a decided underdog, but off to a surprisingly good start at 4-1, including an upset win over Louisville.
I think we're both impressed with the fire and enthusiasm that BC has played with. Best exemplified by Danye Abrams down on the box, Sean. He's terrific around the basket. His numbers are outstanding. But what makes him very tough to guard, he's got poise. He plays like us, old-fashioned, as he explodes to the goal.
He might be underrated. Certainly the man who leads UMass is not. Marcus Camby, leading candidate for Player of the Year nationally. He's led the Minutemen to a 4-0 start.
Well, UMass wants to give him the Heisman Trophy. Might as well take that. He may get Player of the Year. Great numbers. Terrific at blocking shots. But he finds people when he's doubled. Gives it up. Has a good outlook. And defensively, very alert. We mentioned the shot blocking, the ability to run the floor, but seeing things, deflecting the basketball, and he can send it in with the best in him, Sean.
As we said, the hype for this game has been amazing. Yesterday, we talked with the two coaches about it.
I don't know where it comes from. Somebody told me that somebody was on a radio show the other day and said, I've been waiting for this guy from UMass. I've been waiting for this game for 25 years. We want to get back at them. I say through a basketball game, and for what?
It's a rivalry that the people in this area really wanted to see, and it's a hard game for us. I mean, it's a hard game to play. They're a very good team. They've got great talent, and we're coming off an emotional game with Wake Forest, so it's going to be a hard game for us to win. But I think it's good for the region, and it's a good game to play.
Sellout crowd, nearly 18,000 on hand. The starting lineup for Massachusetts, Marcus Camby, the man in the middle. Excellent forwards in Dante Bright and Dana Dingle. The backcourt, Carmelo Travieso and Edgar Padilla for John Calipari. Now in his 7th season as head coach at UMass. And looking at the BC starting front court, Danye Abrams with Antonio Granger and Keenan Jordan. Jordan will be matched up against Camby to start the game. And a young backcourt, freshman Scooney Penn and sophomore Dwayne Woodward for Jim O'Brien in his 10th season as head coach at his alma mater. And his overall record of an even 500, 198 and 198, including 4 years as head coach at St. Bonaventure. As we mentioned, there was a time when these teams played every year. Matter of fact, the rivalry dates back to 90 years ago yesterday. But they've only played once since 1979, a game won by 2 points by UMass at the Springfield Civic Center in western Massachusetts. BC leads the all-time series 15-12. The officials working this emotionally charged battle, some of the best in the country. John Cowell, who worked the national championship game last year, Tim Higgins, and David Day. This is the first men's collegiate event in any sport in the new Fleet Center. UMass in maroon, Boston College in white. They had coin flips to decide which team would wear the white uniforms, which team would sit on the Celtics bench, be in the Celtics locker room, what ball they would use. But all of that is put aside now, and this is what the folks in Massachusetts have been waiting for. UMass and BC back together on the hardwood, and they can't even agree on how to line up around the circle.
They're going to flip the center jump, by the way. Exchanging people. They flip to see where we would sit, incidentally.
You wanted chose the seat next to the telestream. Underway, Camby won the tip to Dingle.
BC Minutemen.
Camby crossed for Padilla. He lost it over the end line.
There's one of the keys, Sean, and you've seen UMass a number of of times. How they handle the double. Cammy's going to see it. He's going to have to find people.
Dwayne Woodward thrown into the fire last year as the Eagles point guard due to the injury of Chris Herron. He has really developed in his sophomore season. He fed Antonio Granger for the first bucket of the game.
He's like you walking the streets of Boston. He's fearless. The Granger whirls, twirls, goes in under adversity with Camby Lumen. He gets it up.
Dana Dingle, the left-hander, long with the jumper, and Abrams cleared the rebound. Do you agree, Bill? Important for BC in particular to get off to a good start. They're the underdog and the less experienced team in big game situations.
Comfort zone is necessary for them. They're playing the top 3 team in the country.
Out of the scramble, Chavieso. Was born in Puerto Rico but moved to the city of Boston at age 11. And he went to BC games as a youngster. Now Padilla settles things for UMass. Dingle fouled as he accepted the pass. Looked like Antonio Granger gave him the bump. Might have been Abrams. They do charge it to Abrams. Danier has had foul difficulty the last 2 BC games. Has spent considerable periods of time on the bench in a loss to Connecticut and a 2-point win over Pitt.
And that's the ability Calipari's guys cut without the ball. Zone on the out of bounds.
Canby. That's well within his range, but it was short. UMass still has not scored nearly a minute and a half into the game. BC leads 2-0.
He drives the gap beautifully, Penn, and then kicks it for the jump shot. A lot of motion, Sean, a lot of activity. Keep Canby away from the goal.
15 on the shot clock. Abrams drove away from Canby and was fouled as he scored, fouled by Tyrone Weeks.
What footwork. Well, it's like the Saturday night dance for him out there. The motion gets him out high. He made 2 threes against UConn. Draws Canby, now beats him, and now able to take the hit. We talked about old-fashioned earlier. Just a great feel for the game. The spurt. He rearranged 30 pounds, something we aren't capable of doing. I can assure you that. He's tough and can bang.
Danier has flirted with 300 pounds in the past. He's at 258 as of yesterday when we spoke with him. And the Eagles off to the start they were hoping for at 5-0.
Sean, check the double and the fans too on Canby if he touches it. That's how he plays or they play against it.
Dante Bright, the senior. And UMass is on the board. Abrams has added a 3-point shot to his arsenal this year. Coach O'Brien says he's improved his outside shooting, and he has the green light to shoot from beyond the arc.
They really stretch the D. They'll play sideline to sideline, make you work.
Jordan strip. Padilla got a hand on it. UMass guards do a great job of that. Getting their hands on balls to knock them free. Bright bounces to the back.
He is delightful. More than a bright spot. Can finish. You notice the jump stop. He's got range. What an asset up front for Canby.
Don Calipari says Dante Bright is the best finisher in the country. When he gets to the bucket, it goes in. Ranger. Trying to answer. Chavieso. Rebound Jordan. 8-4 Boston College. Just more than 3 minutes away to hit the new cleat set. 10 shots. Jordan the follow. Here's Chavieso pushing for the middle. Padilla for 3. And the tip by Bright and ripped away by Granger. 2-on-1 with Woodward. Woodward afraid to charge into Padilla. Was fortunate that BC will keep the ball out of bounds.
Might be able to give it up a little bit, but both teams balance, both backcourts give you everything they have. Good heads on the floor, good leadership quality.
I think if UMass has a weakness, the guards are not dependable with outside shooting. We've seen that in the early moments. Jordan stripped on the way up. And Dingle hit the deck and lost the ball, and UMass will inbound.
The kind of basketball you might expect on emotion, and both guys said it's not just another game. watch it on the open little friction with their son?
Yes. These two coaches, from time to time, have jabbed at each other through the media.
Ryan said, I said, you love Italian coaches. He said, I sure do. I like Massimino, kind of second.
It's short, and Abrams has another rebound, his third already in 4 minutes of action. And the Eagle lead is 4.
Nice match here with these two wide-bodied Weeks and Abrams. After a ton of fun or three-quarters time?
Down at halftime. Danier fouled as he tried to move to the bucket.
Any year we're having, we'd end up in the line in the cafeteria behind these two.
Our first timeout comes with 15:46 left in the first half, and BC up by 4. Many familiar faces in attendance today. Doug Flutie, former Heisman Trophy winner at Boston College, one of several prominent BC alums, including Tip O'Neill. Among those who attended UMass, Bill Cosby, Dr. J. UMass, a large public institution, BC a smaller private institution. The schools 100 miles apart, and bragging rights for the alums up for grabs in a big way today. They've been woofing on sports radio here in Boston at each other all week. So, alums of these schools, great move by Abrams.
And to avoid Camby as well. They threw Norville on him. They had Weeks on him. They're going to make Danier work this particular game.
BC 4 for 6 from the floor now. UMass only 2 out of 7 shooting. And they let Travieso shoot a 3. And once again, the UMass guard can knock it in from the outside.
I think Camby's got to touch it right there.
Yeah.
I think the guards are pretty good at that. Calipari, what he's done at UMass, extraordinary. It was a game you could have to get on your schedule before he got there. Come play us.
UMass had a 10 consecutive losing season prior to Calipari's arrival. 10 strong to the bucket.
Scooty, he can turn it up a notch.
Jim O'Brien said yesterday that's an element of their game they did not have last year. They didn't have any guard who could put it on the floor and go by somebody to the bucket.
You can't imagine how helpful that is, though. Just when your sets don't work, you need guys that can find that gap. If it's not closed, explode by. And he's got great kissing shots, too. I mean, nice little release, knowing this Camby.
Fouls on Keenan Jordan, his first. And the team's second. BC's run on 7 unanswered points. They finally find Camby, and he ends the run.
Well, you know what you love about him? You're not giving it to me on the box, fellas. I'm going to go outside, you and flow. Give it over me. To me.
The coaches said they moved their big men away from the bucket. They'll take double teams. Wayne Woodward knocks in a 3.
Very important for Danier that they hit that deep shot. Opens it up a little bit.
Right, went by Jordan and scores along the baseline. As we said a moment ago, once he gets near the bucket, you can send it in.
Yeah, you certainly can. You can mark it down as well. But you notice no Camby on the other end. They get those layups.
And once again, trying to drive by Travieso. And with the pass for Woodward, he couldn't save it. I assume those are BC seats in the front row because
They
the
saved
fans
them.
paid the infrastructure. Soften the fall.
And the town was hopping last night. I might add that some of our friends were too. But all about this game, and you've lived here all your life. I mean, baseball, hockey, and then
And I think that's one of the reasons, and Jim O'Brien said this yesterday, that there's been so much attention on this matchup. The Patriots have been a disappointment. They probably will not be in the playoffs. Bruins have been a disappointment. Celtics have been somewhat of a surprise, but they're still not expected to be very good. So sports fans here are looking for something to capture their interest, and this has. Dingle scored.
what a beautiful play against the 1-3 line. Everybody in the right spot. Camby with the feel and the baseline look.
15-10 in favor of Boston College. Nearly 7 minutes played here at the Fleet Center. Abrams.
Padilla had switched out. They got a little confused. Camby didn't want to go out on him.
7 points and 3 rebounds for Danier Abrams in 7 minutes. We're watching today, both coaches talked yesterday about how Boston College changes its defense within the other
Now that sounds great, except against a team like UMass. Twice now on the change, they've gotten good passes for baskets. You'll see Canby up top here. He's going to end up with the cut baseline, a nice look down, and that's that changing D you just mentioned. If you do it well frequently, good clubs will read it and break it down, and so far, UMass well prepared for it.
Foul on Dwayne Woodward, his first. Third on the team, Dante Bright. Already with 6 points is at the line. An excellent free throw shooter. 16 of 17 for the year. With 94% coming in. He's the most highly rated high school player ever signed at UMass. Was one of the top recruits in the country coming out of Dunbar in Baltimore.
Well, you pick from a list of guys from that school. Lindsey Bogues and Wingate, Reggie Lewis. Not bad. A little full court pressure. UMass.
Kelleher said he'd try this to see how the BC young guards handle it. Mickey Curley into the game for the Eagles, wearing number 14. He's the younger brother of former Eagle great Bill Curley, now with the Portland Trailblazers.
And a little more physical than his brother, and a guy that Jimmy said would play. Jimmy O'Brien, that is. Bang around the glass.
James Scooney Penn, freshman. Grew up here in the Commonwealth in Salem. Dwayne Woodward. Nice pass by Abrams, and Woodward was fouled as he went to shoot. BC leads 17-12 with 12-17 remaining in the first half.
Sure, not bad. A little counter by the big fella. Ball gets inside. They come and look to assist. Everybody faces the ball. You go without it, you're going to get yourself a little deuce or a chance at the foul line. Good look there. By Jonathan Danier and Dwayne Woodward.
Foul was on Dana Dingle, his first. Third on the team. Woodward at the line. He was thrown into the fire last year. They wanted to bring him along slowly, but Chris Herron, a highly recruited freshman of a year ago, broke his wrist in the first games of the year, missed the rest of the year, and since transferred to Fresno State. So Woodward forced to start after 3 games. He got beat up every night, in the words of Jim O'Brien, but that just accelerated his developmental process. Canby missed the jumper, but Bright kept it alive.
Blessing in disguise in the sense for Woodward. The big thing now, they feel their guards and forwards can shoot over a smaller BC game. Pick and stay here.
One of those smaller guards is in now for BC, Andy Bedard, number 32. The Eagles have a 3-guard rotation this year.
What do you say here about Maine Central? What's it like up there?
In the middle of nowhere. It's in Pittsfield, Maine, the school from which Bedard came to Boston College. He said it has the school, a gas station, and a bowling alley. South of Warren, Owen Bangor, and the pass by Woodward. Collected by Padilla.
Great hands. They both at guard do a great job with their hands.
And Padilla could not connect with Canby. They got their signal cross. BC has turned over 4 times. UMass play. BC lead by 5.
The guards got some range too. The still ready is just going to have to stay at home on them. They got 3.
Yes, they do. 3 seconds to the lane. Danier Abrams. 5 turnovers now for the Eagles, but they still lead by 5.
Now you can get friends.
Down to Bill Raftery back at the Fleet Center in Boston. 11-12 remaining in the first half. Boston College leads by 5. And the gentleman in the middle of your picture is the governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, William Weld. He will present the Commonwealth Classic trophy to the winning coach.
I'm sure there were some rumors that some of your deceased ancestors voted for the governor.
That happens occasionally in Boston politics, and it does in other large cities around the country.
A little zone, the continuing switching, and this club, Dingle and Bright can handle. Makes it tough to zone.
Cavieso, UMass guards now 0 for 4 combined. Meanwhile, BC as a team shooting 78%. Granger brings it down to 70% at 7 for 10 with that miss. Dingle, strip. Scooney Penn got a hand in it.
They're both getting back beautifully. The guards doing a great job stopping fast breaks. Pick and roll high.
And an offensive foul for moving screen called on Mickey Curley.
It's not over. Guy beats you, gets an inside position. Good job there. The guard guard protects, gives time for Scooney to recover. What an asset this kid has become in this program. You mentioned fire and enthusiasm. It stems from him as well as Vanier.
See Padilla holding the ball frequently at the top of the key, almost looking for that defense to change and with possession.
And read it.
Canby short with it. Brad Christensen is checked into the game for BC. He took on control, and Bright scored again.
How about Dingle's look in traffic? Oh, what a pair of bookends up front.
He's running 10 of the 14 UMass points. The BC lead is 3. And guarded by Padilla. Padilla reached in but got the arm, says John.
Canby was in there, and John not as upset at the call as the gamble. You've got the big guy. This is just attacking the glass and a great feel and being very unselfish. I mean, they take punches, this team. They get off the deck against Maryland. They were down in the first half by a considerable amount. Got back in. Kentucky tied them at the half after they were ahead. They are just very resilient.
UMass at 4-0 and 3 of their wins over top 25 opponents. They played a very difficult schedule. Kentucky, Maryland, Florida, and Wake Forest. Their 4 victims. John Calipari said if we were 1-3, I think it would still be a 25 team.
Good non-call.
Abram blocked, but Canby hit his arm, says David Day. Coach Calipari didn't like that call either. First foul on Canby, 5th on the team.
Well, you talked about the groin flip. Right here, he got a little flip with the official. Good non-call. I think he got a little bit of the arm on this shot. On the follow-through. I mean, just one of those message upsetness on the side. He's showing once again his ability to get into traffic, and you see the swarmy defense of UMass. Right here, got the ball, and then the initial bang on the arm. One thing about UMass, finishing up their ability to get off the deck, and they're resilient. They take a punch better than some heavyweights in Massachusetts.
Be nice to our friend Peter McNeely. Those are the first points for Boston College in 3 minutes and 38 seconds. The free throws by Abrams, Cincinnati, and Arkansas underway. Today played last night at home. Fayetteville for that game this afternoon. Bright. Along with it, Abrams, another rebound, his 5th. And BC leads by 5 with 9 minutes left in the half. And a long three.
You back up, they'll shoot it. You saw Granger earlier, it didn't go down. That time, Penn on the money from deep, and they got a 20 to talk things over UMass.
This year in college basketball, each team gets 1 22nd timeout per half.
Well, they run the floor pretty good. You got Scooney. The balance is there, but the punishment of knowing he can dribble by, the back up, the knockdown from deep, and Scooney enjoying himself. And how about the different names? Let's go further.
Well, we asked him yesterday about how he got the nickname Scooney. He said when he was born, he was numero uno. That became Uni. Then he used to drive around on a scooter, so they called him Scooter. Then they combined Scooter and Uni, and he became Scooney.
And then Scooney was a pie that he liked to eat too. Throw that one in there.
Yes.
But what an attraction in the backcourt for BC. Here's his zone 2-3. Look at that. Pretty look again.
The timeout can be to Bright. Vontae Bright single-handedly keeping UMass close. He has 12 of the 16 Minutemen points.
The deflection here, but can be able to see over the defense at 7 feet tall. He's got a feel for the game. He understands also the ability to deliver. He slipped this baby in, hit the post, right? Nobody can walk with him. Back cut, easy deuce.
Bright, another rebound. Vontae Bright has been terrific. Padilla passed it up as Bedard ran out.
Unselfish basketball team.
And a trademark of UMass team under John Calipari.
There's a little 2-3. Look at Scooney in the back of the zone. Now they get Bernard down to help out.
Bingo follows the Candy miss that had it blocked, but it wound up in the hands of Abrams. Bedard to push to Penn. It's an all-freshman backcourt for the Eagles. Penn and Bedard, Curley, Christensen, and Abrams up front.
Nice post pass.
Starting five in the game for UMass. Foul problem for Danier lately, and 2 already this afternoon. 7:33 left in the first half. BC by 6.
We were called an experiment.
Shooting UMass by a margin of 2-1, but the turnovers hurting BC. UMass still not getting anything from its guards. Their guards have not scored, and Marcus Camby only has 2 points. So if you're John Calipari, given those numbers, Bill, you can't feel all that bad about only being behind by 6.
They just have a terrific understanding. Hick Camby, back cut. They get themselves free. I mean, they're obviously very well coached. They see BC's changing D, and they read it beautifully. So this is a sound basketball team, and different guys can step up on different nights.
I'm glad you would ask your relatives to behave behind us during their on-camera segments.
You're more popular than the governor in this building, I might add.
Battle for the rebound. Dingle won it. Camby up over the back and got a hand on it. Went out of bounds, and BC will play it in. Abrams still in the game with the 2 fouls at 7:12 left in the first half.
A fatigue problem may set in the second half for BC. A lot of guys attack the glass, and the one place that UMass is well stocked is up front, so they can run Norville and Weeks, and plus the 2 starters and Camby.
Enos Norville's in a power forward now for the Minutemen. Wearing number 50. Still the all-freshman backcourt for Boston College. Bedard. The ball from 3. He's a reluctant shooter. Averages 3 points per game coming in.
A good shooter, though, and they ran that little flare screen for him to get free. A lot of people think he's like Jimmy O'Brien when he showed up. Until I think they got themselves a player.
Coach O'Brien, 14 on the all-time BC scoring list, number 2 all-time in assists behind his good friend Billy Evans, and he's a member of the BC Hall of Fame. Elected his first year of eligibility, 5 years out of school. Shot clock down to 5.
And triangle and 2 they've been running. Curley down there on the big guy.
Norville went over the back of Abrams, kept it alive, and Camby threw it in the hands of Bedard, who realizes that he's outnumbered and waits for help.
Oh, didn't need that.
Showed patience, and then all of a sudden, patience was not a virtue.
Precocious. Frost.
Camby trying to go by Curley. And he got nudged by Curley. And check, says Tim Higgins.
Timmy Higgins with a little nickel diver on the baseline. Tough big guy. Retain Camby.
Dante Bright, 5 out of 6 shooting. The rest of the team, a woeful 2 for 18.
You mentioned his ability to finish. I mean, active on the glass, good jump shooter. See the rebounds? Pretty simple, huh?
Lob it into the footer, and Camby knocks in the baseline jumper. He has 4. And that's the BC lead with 5:50. For 3, and a foul.
Wow. And what was terrific was Danier couldn't get in the middle, couldn't finish, and the kick out. They've got a great understanding of gap basketball. Drive it, create an opening, the guy that goes it off, kick it out to the wing. Look at this play. And Spoony from Salem. Long distance.
Yes. One shot. Tom Salem.
That jump shot's not a Richards Hunt either.
And a technical on the UMass bench.
He's got to be careful. He's going to get another one.
And the foul was first called after Ken made the three-pointer. John Calipari walked over to the edge of the coach's box and was just staring at Tim Higgins. But apparently once he took his seat, he said something, or one of his assistants did.
I think it was John.
Yeah, I think so too.
Looking over there trying to keep him in is Brian Gorman.
Woodward to shoot for technical.
That's like to give you a message still. John's been up, been saying some things. He's still working here on Tim Higgins, but being the experienced guy, Tim looks the other way.
Interesting that Woodward is shooting the free throws. He's now 0 for 3 from the line today. 12 out of 17. So Calipari hit with a technical. And the BC lead is up to 26-18, 5.5 lead. First half.
Go to the goal, shoot a three. You mentioned the pull-up, the whole package.
Padilla brings it back out and check and see if the defense has changed from the start of the possession. He'll launch an NBA three, and the cards are still cold for UMass. Great save by Kendall to Campbell.
Now they go straight up zone. Let's see if Curley follows. Yep, Curley's still following Campbell.
He'll be guarded by Curley. The shot bounced off. Dingle has it. Travieso. Mr. King didn't even draw a rim with that. For three, Granger.
Going for the knockout early. Remember, UMass can get off the deck.
Beyond the window,
Moves like this away from the double. He sees it over his shoulder, drops baseline, and then they fight it out and get the rebound. The ensuing play, they can turn it up. And look at drive the gap, draw the D, knock it down, cause the timeout. I mean, they are on fire. But Sean, Massachusetts can take, they got a good corner man. They get cut, they bleed a little, and they do come back.
UMass has been outscored 9-0 over the last minute and a half. The Minutemen have scored only 2 points in the last 4 minutes and 10 seconds. And Dingle gets that one the ball to end the BC run. Dana has 4. Dana's a former table tennis champion of New York City as a youngster.
Is that scary?
The backcourt scoring was for UMass. Not the fact that he was a table tennis champ.
Well, you were a bull champ, I know.
Woodward back in the game, and he fed Keaton Jordan.
Nice the leg, too. They ran the pick and roll, didn't get anything knocked out by Jordan.
And a travel. By Jordan, his first points. That's just the 3rd turnover by UMass, but very little else has gone right for John Calipari.
The technical is probably good for John in the sense that he'll just coach now. He doesn't want to get thrown out of the game. Good
offensive foul call.
Very alert. Ray Woodward got in too deep. He should have picked it up and kicked it. You got to stop with the dribble. Don't lean forward or jump.
2 fouls on Woodward.
This is the video Brian Brooks said, jump stop. That's exactly what he's doing. The mixing of the defenses has helped them on occasion. BC, that is.
BC leads by 13. We approach halftime. 3:15 left in the first half. Down to 10 on the shot clock for UMass. Minutemen have not hit a 3-pointer in the half. Brings on the foul line. Dana has 6.
Well, the forwards are going to have a field day. That's part of their plan because of their size over the smaller BC guards. Right on the top of the key to the foul line.
Granger left open for 3. Air ball. He hit the deck after the shot. Padilla control. Travieso passed it up to Bright. Jim O'Brien wants a 20-second timeout. Dante Bright has 14 points.
They have a wonderful feel on the offensive end. All the confusing D, they become basic. Good baseline look, square up, and then a little nickel dime toss of the ball, too.
NCAA basketball continues on CBS with an ACC Big Ten matchup. The Duke Blue Devils travel to Ann Arbor to take on the Michigan Wolverines. Then at 5 Eastern time, Pat O'Brien will be along with the CBS Sports Show featuring figure skating from north of the border. Preview of the Canadian Professional Figure Skating Championships coming up later today on the CBS Sports Show with Pat O'Brien.
And I have to see Michigan the other night. They got some great young talent. Was Coach K back? That would be a terrific matchup.
BC by 9 as UMass has scored 4 unanswered.
He makes you work in there, Danier.
Pick by Jordan. Jarred Canby down to 12 on the shot clock.
They got the mismatch they want if they can get it to Danier.
Wright was guarding Abrams. Jordan to the bucket. Canby traveled and got away with it.
I don't know why they didn't call the ball.
Now foul called on Jordan, and he didn't like it. He clearly traveled, had the ball in his possession, and fell to the floor.
Well, they worked very hard for this basket. Jordan made a wonderful move, but right here.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be something.
Yeah. Now, the only thought, all 3 officials may have been blocked out. 1, 2, they thought there was possession of the ball as he fell to the floor with the opponent. But then it would have been a jump ball.
It did look like Canby was trying to discard the ball while he was falling, too, and maybe that's what they ruled. Marcus had a quiet half by his standards. 4 points and 1 rebound, now 5 points, and UMass is creeping closer. Narrowed the deficit from 13 to 8.
They feed off of this guy. John Calipari told me before the Maryland game, if he's all right, the other guys are all right. Well, most nights he's more than all right.
7-point lead for the Eagles. 2 minutes left in the half. And bear in mind that last weekend, UMass trailed Maryland by 15 in the first half. Granger held on the drive.
But the UMass bench really after, there was no question there was a bump on that. It opened up the baseline because they think Canby's going to save them all the time. He's been dragged out.
2 fouls on Dante Bright. And at the half, Pat O'Brien with scores and highlights. Billy Packer will sit down with Mike Krzyzewski, talk about his return to the Blue Devil sideline. It's all coming up at halftime. Antonio Granger, sophomore from Detroit. Curley had the rebound, then Padilla knocked it out of bounds. Edgar saying he knocked it out off Curley's foot, but the officials didn't see it that way.
BC very fresh legs, very quick to elevate to the basketball. 148, Jimmy O'Brien play with fire a little. Danier Abrams back in with those 2.
1:45 left in the half. Red shot clock for the Eagles. Abrams was hot early and was quiet lately. Jordan had his hands on an offensive rebound and lost it. Look at Canby's ability to dribble through the open court.
Speaking of poise, that's been effective. Once in a while they identify and box for one. They're exchanging people.
Lob it into Canby, and he scored over Jordan.
Much better ball reversal that time. Tried a little more.
You get the sense that BC would like it to be halftime right now. The Minutemen on a run. High pass. Abrams couldn't handle it. Dingle in trouble with the handle. And held ball. And the alternating possession, Boston College will get it back.
Handling the basketball so important in the open floor, but if you reverse the ball, you make the defense work. They got a little confused. You see Woodward, he had followed his man. They don't cover the baseline well. Guys extend out. All of a sudden, Canby pops to the box. All of that, if you get the ball back and forth a couple of times, you can pretty much get what you want.
BC's gone more than 3 minutes without scoring. Massachusetts on an 8-0 run. Abrams the pop out. Short. Rebound, Bright. They can almost take it down for the final shot. There's 3 seconds difference between the game clock, which you see, and the shot clock, which you now see on the left of your screen.
Sean McDonough, can they, BC, come back with the same kind of emotion second half, and that helped them early. This is a wearing team, UMass. They keep after you.
It'll be interesting to see. Came out with tremendous emotion. And momentum has turned in favor of the Minutemen. Right, and Morano out. Time for a shot. Penn, Woodward at the buzzer for 3. No.
Great basketball, though, huh? Penn,
Fun to watch.
good control.
The end of the first half. The score, Boston College 33, Massachusetts 28. Pat O'Brien will be along from New York. Ken Doyle will have to have after this message and a word from Boston College leads number 3 UMass by 5. Sean McDonough with Bill Raftery. Bill, that was the kind of first half we expected. The teams talked leading into the game about playing with NCAA tournament-type intensity, and that's what we saw.
Well, they're playing for the McDonough Cup, so in our view, obviously. So there was a lot of emotion, and look at these numbers. 3-point shooting, obvious. Terrific support of their emotion for BC, and backcourt points just devastating. How about the first little deuce by Scooney? He's 2 for 2. The kick out. And one thing, Sean, it's not over. Scooney, you got 20 minutes now. Motion flattens out. You got to be on top of your game and have good judgment. And Camby's been quiet, offensively quiet, because of the changing defenses and the confusion. This is the other little penetration kick, draw, and jumper. But he's been effective passing the ball. He's got 3 assists. They've missed a couple of layups that he's passed 4. But I do think they need the offensive numbers for him. Player of the year. Obvious that they are going to go to him a little bit more out of the gate. This is a tough team. We mentioned in the first half. Down by 16 and Maryland came back. Up by 19 to Kentucky. Kentucky tied at the half, able to win the second half. So BC is going to have to execute, be sound, and don't rely on much emotion as sound basketball.
The building is full. Everybody made their way to the Fleet Center today, despite the fact that there's a snowstorm going on outside. And they've watched Marcus Camby post 8 points, only 2 rebounds. That's a quiet half by his standards, statistically. Expect about 6 inches of snow in Boston today before it changes over to rain. Tickets were gobbled up a long time ago, and they go for $35 and $50 a ticket.
Wow. No wonder you were begging all day.
Students did get a bargain. Camby scores in close, and UMass finished the first half on the run, and they inch closer. Now within 3. They have outscored Boston College during this run that extends back into the first half, 12-2.
Thought he may have pushed off, too, but we know Calipari wanted it down low. Give him the opportunity to either score or find somebody.
Bill Danier Abrams, BC's star player, got off to a great start. 7 points, 5 rebounds in the first 7 minutes, and only had 2 points and 1 rebound the rest of the half. They need to get back to him.
I guess they got 3 seconds down there. They were all expecting a jump shot, but they've mixed it up defensively too. Camby's on him for a while, and they've run that group of Weeks and Norville in on him. So it hasn't been easy for Danier to get free.
11 turnovers committed by BC. Padilla, Travieso, Camby, Dingle, and Bright, the starting 5. That 5 team has combined to play 90% of the UMass minutes this season. Jordan got a hand on the pass but couldn't save.
What a job he has done on that trip. And here's their defense, and we mentioned how tough they can be. They get off the deck. Just outstanding. And it is painful if you're on the other edge.
Yes. Only 3 players have scored for UMass. And now Padilla makes it 4, and that's a 3-pointer. And we're tied. UMass has come from 13 down and knocked the game at 33.
Tough-minded club.
Whistle as Abrams went on the drive. And a shove called by John Cal, and it's on Camby. And that's his second.
Jordan and Camby were teaming up at one end. Camby got frustrated, retaliated. He's got to play under control.
Penn worked it into Abrams. So the long arm with Camby coming at him. And a foul on the rebound action against Boston College.
They toughen up their defense. I mean, guards get after the basketball. They pressure the entry passes. And the last line of resort there. The big fella.
That's 3 fouls now on Dwayne Woodward. Padilla got a screen from Dingle. And missed, and Penn has the rebound. Let's Scooney at 5'10", and that's generous. He's too big from yesterday.
You could post them up.
Yes, I think I could. And I'm 5'9". Here's Padilla.
Talk about about emotion going away, and it has.
Bright fouled on the drive. Now that's on Woodward. That's his fourth.
Pretty solid defense. That was a play on, I thought it is. Number 4.
Yes, it is.
Off the dribble. That's a Bright. Extraordinary.
Last year, 4 fouls on Woodward would have been a major problem. They were so thin in the backcourt. But this year with Bedard and Penn, it's not as much of a problem for Jim O'Brien. The run for UMass over the last 6:20 is 16-2 with that free throw by Bright. It's 17-2.
So a big thing now is execution by BC. You don't have that real push, the surge, the adrenaline. One, beat the press and attack it if they give you an opening. They got the little small change. So, how about the backcourt? I heard you do the game earlier in the week. Both born the same day, right?
Yes, Carmelo Travieso and Edgar Padilla born on the same day in Puerto Rico, May 9th, 1975. They wound up as teammates and roommates at the University of Massachusetts. Both moved from Massachusetts, different points. Their youth.
The Superior Basketball League in Puerto Rico. They got to reverse it. Take your time. Use a little clock.
This is the first time Massachusetts has led in the game. UMass 35, BC 33. Seems like BC's been stuck on 33 forever. In part because they have been. Granger missed another, and Travieso moves in for the rebound. Canby, good fake.
Oh, the kiss, the hang, the agility.
And it has totally gotten away from Boston College. The Young Eagles got off to a great start, but they're fighting to stay on their feet now. Pan bumped by Dingo. Boy, the officials are determined here early in the second half to call every little bit of contact.
I'm not going to attack the people in Massachusetts, but I do have a statement in a moment. The pump fake, the slide, the kiss. I mean, 2 guys trying to contain a true All-American. The audience is like Sybil right now.
Yes.
If one team makes a run, the house gets behind them. They're front runners. No wonder they vote row A all the way. Everything's a landslide up here.
Bedard, good bounce pass into Abrams, and he scored as he was able to shed Norville. 11 points for Danier, but remember, 7 of those came in the first 7 minutes. And it's UMass by 2, 16:40 remaining.
Good coaches get it inside when you're on the ropes. Nice little call from the Pines.
Padilla, his brother Goodell is on the bench as a backup guard for UMass. Travieso.
They are tough. They average about 9 rebounds a game besides their great defense and their ability on the offense.
The first points for Travieso answered at the other end by Antonio Granger, and he has 10. By 2, we check other scores. Cincinnati leading Arkansas, the 2 team in the country, Villanova, comfortably ahead of Purdue. And Virginia has defeated Richmond.
I got a little inadvertent foot in the lane for 3.
3-second violation gives it back to Boston College when we come back to the Fleet Center.
These days, it seems
the ability to feed the post as we see the big fella duck in, and then we're going to end up with a nice little entry pass. Very solid basketball by Andy Bedard, and without Canby in there, you could float and hang around a little bit. He got a little blow. They went right to the big guy, and the home run pass inadvertently thrown out of bounds.
With 5:25 left in the first half, BC led 28-15. Since then, UMass has outscored BC 24-9 over the last 9 minutes change. The Minutemen backcourt did not score in the first half. The Eagle backcourt has not scored here in the second. We're down to 15:59 remaining. UMass with the ball leading by 2.
And that little turnover, pressure in traffic, gave them a little trouble looking at different games coming into this one. And UMass knew it, saved it for the second half.
Still 20 on the shot clock. Padilla, a 3. And Dingle won the battle for the rebound and lost it Jordan down the lane, missed the layup.
Everything but, huh? They handled it that time.
Bringing it right to the bucket without Canby in the middle. It was Tyrone Weeks, the defender. This is Weeks.
Nothing Weeks about his move. They're strong. And Ford got in that post position.
BC had a chance to tie it, but did not with a missed layup. Now it's a 4-point lead for UMass. The bucket by Weeks. The first points off the bench for the Minutemen in this game.
And Danier in there without Canby. You got to get it to him. Good hands by Weeks. They've got substituting ability up front, and the big fella who come in to give Canby a blow uses a little kiss release, but it's effort to get down.
And Canby swats the attempt by Abrams. Bedard pass tipped by Canby.
Just say Canby, Sean.
Shot clock running out. It's at 3. Penn had to hoist it, and Canby took it off the glass.
And it didn't hit the rim, would have been a violation anyhow.
UMass fans on their feet. Minutemen by 4 with the ball. 14:25 left. Travieso. Rebound, Granger.
Penn off the dribble.
And he went as far as he could before encountering any defense. He knocked in the runner. Boy, has Scooty Penn been impressive.
Is he a nice player? And the big thing with the breakdown of your offense, if you get a guy, and Jimmy told both of us, O'Brien, penetration, that's what he provides for them.
Scooty Penn playing in his first big spotlight game has 12 points for BC. Travieso missed. UMass getting its share of the rebounds and then some. Padilla a miss. Grabbed by Jordan. So 2 to tie and 3 for the lead for the Eagles. Well, regardless of the outcome, let's hope that they make this back into an annual rivalry. This is the way it should be.
I couldn't believe the state, or the city. Nice defensive play. Does it all.
Jordan out of control. Picked up his 3rd foul as he just tried to bulldoze Canby.
He's got such quick feet. Gets himself into position. It's very frustrating. And look at him get there. And they're all ready to take the brunt of your attack. Turnover. You mentioned him on a block. Then you mentioned him on a deflection. It's just extraordinary on just the defensive end.
When we talked with Coach O'Brien yesterday about Keenan Jordan, he said he really has to cut down on his turnovers, and he said a lot of them are offensive fouls when he's out of control, and that was a perfect example of what the coach is talking about. Jordan led the team in turnovers coming in at 17. Weeks followed a Canby miss. Penn with Travieso. Now a foul, and a hard foul on Bright.
Danier is the fouler as well.
And would be 3 on Abrams if it is on Danier, and it is.
Well, part of the game is that glass, and UMass didn't really attack. They did not double Canby on this play, which was a mistake. Now they're all too far under to contest, and one thing about the guards, 9 rebounds a game between the two of them. They give you some lift.
And Bright, you mentioned an outstanding free throw shooter. He's already surpassed his season average with 17 today. 5 for 5 from the line today.
Can't play out of fear, and right now BC close to that on offense. Look at the hustle.
Travieso tried to earn a call, saying he deflected it off a BC player, then it went out, but the officials did not agree. BC trails by 3. UMass 42, Boston College 39. Exactly 13 minutes left here at the Police Center. For those of you elsewhere around the country wondering, this is the same floor that was in the old Boston Garden. They've brought it over from the old building, which is still up and only 7 inches away from this building. They are literally side by side. 10 to shoot for the Eagles. Abrams stepped on the end line.
Also, if you're going to go and Canby's waiting, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. He wanted to square up on the same side of the ring.
Tim O'Brien felt that Abrams was bumped on the way along the baseline, gesturing to David Day. 14 turnovers now by BC. Massachusetts has only turned it over 5 times. BC has scored 6 points in the last 10 minutes of game action.
Yeah, they come small now. Well, Andy figures it's the only way to stop. Now, this is how you become larger on the double. When you come big, you come with the 4-man, usually 6'7" or 6'8". Andy came a little smaller, tried to overcome it.
NCAA basketball continues. ACC Big Ten matchup, Duke in Ann Arbor to take on Michigan. And on the inbounds play, stolen by Granger. Bedard looked like he was going to go piggyback with Marcus Camby.
Looked like he was at Suffolk, huh? Mounting.
Down to 12 minutes remaining. And Boston College has had the momentum turn against them. There's a block called on Camby, and a good call. He stepped out right into the path of Penn, and no argument from the UMass bench. 3 fouls now on Camby. Back in a moment.
He said to come as big as possible. Andy Bedard acquiesces. And right here, Suffolk Downs is the local track, and down the stretch they come. Be as big as you possibly can, Andy. He did it all. Every inch of it.
He did. 6'1", 165 pounds. He's off the BC bench, which still has not posted any points. Tyrone Weeks of UMass has the only bucket scored by a bench player for either of these two teams, and that's not that big a surprise. UMass only plays 7, and the starters play vast majority of the minutes, and BC's not all that deep either, although they are deeper this year than last.
Yeah, they played Brad Christensen the first half. You might see him a little, but I think they need their mainstays.
Scooney, Penn, and Andy Bedard the backcourt with Woodward on the bench with 4 fouls. Penn missed a runner. Camby high for the rebound, dropped it out of bounds. It went out off Curley, apparently.
Here's the situation on offense. Camby is zoning up to help out on Danier. Curley's going to get the foul line jumper if they want. So they're going to have him knock it down or put somebody on the foul line that will.
.11:18 remaining. Camby fouled. Count it. He'll have a chance for a 3-point play.
Leadership. And that's got to last a year, guys, that shirt. I know in my program it did. Of course, when you play as well as Marcus Camby, he makes house calls, too. That is extraordinary. And the body late. Whatever you need from this guy seems to provide the turnaround jumper, the passing game, control on the defensive end. He just circles out, presents area to catch a pass.
And he missed a free throw. Dingle snuck in for the rebound. It was batted out by BC, so UMass will play it in, and they have really started to dominate the offensive board.
Biggest problem
by Abrams.
Sorry, Sean. The biggest problem seems to be offense.
Yep.
Adequate defensively. What you can't stop Camby is on cue, huh? Brad Christensen, who played a little in the first half.
Junior from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, placed Granger.
His roommate is Pat Bosworth from West Orange, New Jersey.
I knew you'd get that in. Plug for your home area.
Friend's son played at Seton Hall Prep with Brevin Knight, who's now the star guard for Stanford. There
are no seniors on this BC team. Dingle along with it. So BC, despite an extended stretch of less than excellent basketball, is still in the game, only down by 5. 10:45 left. The pass is a little bit behind Curley.
Now he was free of the foul line, and he's cutting to Camby. Stay there. And they're a little hurried on the offensive end.
And the turnovers have really hurt BC. Great steal by Bedard. And then Padilla, frustrated after the pass, just ran right into Bedard and was called for the foul. His second. Near the conclusion of today's game, Bill and I will select a genuine Chevrolet most valuable player of the game from each team. To date, Chevrolet has contributed nearly $5.5 million to the scholarship funds of America's colleges and universities. And another sloppy foul by Padilla. Had a lazy reach in, and all of a sudden that's 3 on Edgar and 6 on the team.
And usually he has great judgment out there. Controls his guy with the dribble. Good containment player.
Christensen had a tough time handling the pass from Penn. That went right by Dingle. team with 6 team fouls. They start shooting the 1-and-1 on 7. Once the team fouls get to 10, it's 2 shots the rest of the way.
And Jim O'Brien trying to use a little bit of clock with Woodward out, with his foul problems, resting Granger and Jordan.
Down to 8 on the shot clock, and Penn's a long way from the bucket. Abrams strong to the goal.
How about the slide by? The big fella. Well, he may have played the Ivy League in high school with Harvest Man, Riverdale, Collegiate, teams of that, Fieldston. A little stronger than that nowadays.
And he's a junior from Greenburgh, New York. First cousin of Otis Hill, who plays for Syracuse. They're very close. Travieso, long with a 3-point try. Christensen upended. Dingle kept it alive. Bright to the bucket. Fouled by Penn.
They keep coming, Sean. Very scrappy. Play speed jumps into mind. You forget once in a while that all the talent is backed up by an aggressive nature. And you talk about finishing in the first half, and Calipari saying he can do that. That's a sure right spot.
And trying to catch his breath. Foul on Curley was his 4th. And Bright finishes the 3-point play and will go to the bench in favor of Tyrone Weeks. And UMass will apply the full court pressure and back it off very quickly as Penn brings it up.
They also know they can trap the guard Penn and force it in other people's hands, so you may see that if it gets close again.
Abrams bumped on the drive by Weeks.
You can see how smart Danier is. He gets the slower guy, puts it on the floor, and goes by. Dingle, another guy. You talk about Bright, the effort, the aggressive style of play that they have. Things happen because they stay in the game. Their motto of playing hard. That's all they want from their guys. And they have talent, so it usually ends up in victories.
They do play hard despite all the minutes that the starters play. This is the first free throw attempt for BC in this half. Abrams front end of a 1-and-1 as the last foul by Weeks, his 3rd, put them over the limit. Danier, first team all Big East last year as a sophomore, and a team that struggled, went 9-19. Folks around the country didn't hear much about him, but in the East they know what an outstanding player he is.
I'm intrigued by your coin flip story too.
Yeah, they had
the secretaries did it, didn't they?
They did. The athletics director's secretaries flipped coins to decide uniform colors, bench, what kind of ball they'd use. John Calipari wanted to win that flip because he has a deal with a ball maker, and he did win the flip, so they're using his endorsed ball. Clearly a shove into the back of Canby by Keenan Jordan. And that's 4 on Jordan, so if the officials blow the whistle with regularity, the fouls are piling up. And BC's over the limit. It'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Canby. They really can't afford to have Jordan go out of the game because he's the guy matched up most of the time with Canby.
And he's been yo-yoing Jimmy O'Brien his bench to keep fresh bodies. The foul problem's a dilemma for him. And that lets Danier play off Canby, so it really ties him up a little bit.
UMass, an excellent free throw shooting team, 81% through the first 4 games collectively. Canby made the first and the second. And this matches the largest lead for the Minutemen, 6 points with 8:40 remaining.
He sees the game, though, Canby. Doesn't he? A nice, slow pace. He's quick, makes good judgments.
And hopefully others will follow his example. He has definitely benefited from staying in school. Abrams, tough shot.
And he's spun away from the double by Canby. Real heads-up play.
17 for Abrams. He averages 20 a game.
Now, BC wanted to hang around. That's what they're doing right now. UMass hasn't been able to deliver the knockout blow. Look at them jammed up around Canby. It's like the North Station.
Canby over Jordan. That's why they need Jordan to stay in the game. He's only 6'7", but his long arms can get a hand in the face of Canby.
And then that leaves Abrams there to clean up the glass.
BC is hanging around, down by 4, 7:45 left. Christensen looking for help.
Look at the new point guard here.
Abrams matched up with the Weeks. 10 to shoot for the Eagles.
Off the dribble.
Tavieso, excellent defense. They need a shot. Bedard takes it. That should be a violation. It didn't hit rim, and now David Day signals it.
You know, I think it got a little, believe it or not. Now, you may be right. I'm getting old. I thought the far end. You think it's...
I don't think it got any rim, and it should have been a violation because the clock does not reset.
There, I thought it got it right in there.
Tough to
Can
tell.
you believe it?
David Day didn't think that it did, and the call goes against BC. They're still down 4.
Here comes.
UMass has a 4-point lead. What the problems have been for BC, they've been getting hurt on the offensive glass, and they've been hurting themselves with turnovers. They can't stop Dante Bright near the bucket.
Well, you like to value the ball and get shots, but the offensive number is very impressive. And even defensively, I thought BC's doing a nice job, but not big enough. And you saw the forwards getting involved now on the offensive glass. So UMass very solid up front.
And UMass has the ball. It's Padilla, Travieso, Bright, Dingle, and Camby, the starting 5 intact and on the floor for the Minutemen. Jordan nearly stole the pass. Camby was fouled.
Jordan did everything to front him, and they got pretty good support. A lot of physical play, a lot of banging. And right there's one way of making sure a guy doesn't get post position. This is effort. Never closed as the ball's reversed. Now he leads him across almost, as you noted. But look at the converging D, and Danier wisely stays away. I think they may have given it to Christensen. He worked for that deuce.
And Christensen rebounds the miss. Camby has 18 points, and UMass leads by 6. Dwayne Woodward back into the game after a long stint on the bench with 4 fouls.
A nice job of saving him, too, for this crunch time.
Woodward wide open, but an air ball. Saved nicely in the corner. Abrams fouled, did not get the roll. Excellent play in the corner by Jordan to keep it alive for BC.
Before the game started, we talk about fire and enthusiasm. What juice on the left part of the screen. All the way over, keeps it alive. Look at this catch, too. The soft hands of the big fella. Everything gets a crawler and nothing more. Oh, that was pretty enthusiastic basketball by Jordan, both ends.
Foul on Dante Bright, his second. Abrams now with 18 points and 7 rebounds. How do you like these occasional visitors to our broadcast?
Do they live in your neighborhood? Or?
I don't think they have discovered security people yet here at the Fleet Center. People just dropping by to tap us on the shoulder and say hello and keep on walking.
You don't have that many home games, though, right? I mean, the Red Sox, they put you upstairs. They did seeing their hero in the flesh. It's impressive. And very young looking, too, I might add.
There you go. Strong to the bucket. Bright. Didn't get a charitable bounce, and that's what UMass has done throughout. Rip it away from the Eagles on UMass's offensive glass. That time BC survived it. Abrams cleared a miss. Jordan underneath. Great pass by Woodward. And all of a sudden, it's a 2-point game.
There's that confidence. And well, look at this hustle again. This should be... No, they give it off 10. But it's just amazing saving Woodward, what it did for this team. The confidence to make this play. He was open before he got the ball up, but the heat on it, and Camby coming from the top just couldn't get there in time. Great look.
Bright, elbow jumper. Dante Bright. 22 for the senior from Baltimore. 5.5 minutes left. UMass by 4. Abrams. Offensive foul called by Tim Higgins.
He must have moved his arm. Timmy on that little flat off the foul line, able to spot it. Jordan outside.
Oh, boy.
Well, that's a tough one. Very tough.
Signal was that Abrams cleared out with his left arm.
He came down with it. I don't know if he cleared out.
Yeah. Might have been a play on at best. 4 fouls now on Abrams, so Boston College has lots of foul trouble. Canby, the high archer, wouldn't go. Penn the rebound. 5 minutes left. UMass 53, BC 49.
Travieso doing a nice job containing.
Abrams, good move along the end line, and then Jordan there to follow up the miss of Abrams, and once again, the lead is down to 2 for the Minutemen.
As good as you are, you got to check out.
Yep.
Canby forgot to put a body, just went to the glass.
22nd timeout called by UMass.
Both coaches want this one.
Oh, yeah.
Exuberant in the first half. You look at the foul trouble, Sean. A disadvantage, obviously, for BC.
Nobody in a UMass uniform with 4 fouls, and there are 4 Eagles who are 1 foul away from extinction.
Right here, the ability to follow, and just it can be not putting the body on, Sean. Getting back to the coaches, 2 of them want it badly. Second half settled down to be more basketball, not the high and low, the emotional outpouring by both fans and teams. Fun game.
It has been. The 2 coaches don't point to any particular episode between the 2 of them that created some dislike, but I think it's obvious as you're around them that neither one of them would be first on the list to vote for Coach of the Year.
No Christmas presents will be exchanged, I would think. And they go to the forward down on the box.
24 for Bright. The lead back to 4 for UMass. And we're approaching 4 minutes remaining. Jordan. He played guard for a great portion of last year with the depletion to the backcourt. Canby and Abrams, or rather Weeks and Abrams bumping, and the foul's going to go on Tyrone Weeks.
You can't call those 2 colliding bumping.
No.
There's got to be something, a collision, colliding.
Yes, it's definitely more than a bump when Abrams and Weeks run into each other. Tip-off time for our second half of the doubleheader is 3:10 Eastern Time. Duke and Michigan from Ann Arbor. Abrams to shoot 2. Foul on Weeks, his 4th, so he's the first member of the Minutemen with 4 fouls. Jim O'Brien trying to encourage Danier. That was his first miss from the line today. 1 out of 2. It's a 3-point game, and CBS Sports coverage of NCAA basketball will continue after this message and a word from your local station. Sean McDonough with Bill Raftery back at the Fleet Center in Boston. Just under 4 minutes remaining. UMass leads by 3. BC in possession of 4 timeouts, the 3 full timeouts plus the 20. It'll be 2 shots on every foul the rest of the game. The arrow points for BC. We're getting down to crunch time in terms of strategy.
Defense, I think, and John Robick, we got a shot at him basically because he did the game plan for the Wake Forest game. He told me before the game, we play hard, and people don't understand how hard we play defense. Whoever steps up defensively is going to win this one. BC's got a rebound. They have not done a good job on the defensive end in that area.
At the moment, Dante Bright is on the bench for UMass, and Tyrone Weeks is in at forward. The rest of the starting lineup out there for UMass. It's Penn, Woodward, Abrams, Jordan, and Granger for BC.
And they got the junk defense. They're jumping around, matching, exchanging people.
They need a shot. Canby with 3 on the shot clock, left open and missed the 3. That is the 10th rebound of the day for Scooney Penn at under 5'10".
You got it. When you're a small team, your guards have to help.
Abrams foul. Hold it!
Talk about strength. Woo. Sean, this is just great basketball. The ability to get in the thick. He beats the slower Tyrone Weeks, and now he's got Canby, gets a little shot from the side, hang, and knock it down. The big fella showing foot speed, the jump stop, the regather of the basketball. Ooh, you've got to be in the weight room on occasion to do that.
The free throw would tie it. We're tied. 55 all with 3:11 remaining. The foul on Padilla was his fourth. Remember, he had the two careless fouls consecutively in the middle of the second half. Right back into the game for Massachusetts. They go to Canby. He's surrounded. His shot is short. Abrams has it. The underdog Eagles with a chance to take the lead. Woodward blocked by Canby.
Oh, he came from the foul line. Great speed.
Woodward saw the opening and went for it, and just as quickly, Canby, one of the great shot blockers in the country, there to swat it away. 2.5 left. 55-55 the score.
The junk's been effective.
Dingle wide open. Good.
Great confidence. They step right into that elbow area.
UMass by 2. First points of the half for Dingle. He has 8 in the game. Scooney Penn doesn't look like a freshman playing in the 6th game of his career. Score!
Did you call that one, Sean? He didn't take the pick. He came back sideline, and he knows how to elevate on the release.
Career high 14 points and 10 rebounds for Scooney Penn. Minute 40 remaining. 57-57.
Jordan's done a great job defensively on Canby.
Down to 10 on the shot clock. The guards have struggled to shoot all day. Padilla wide open. NBA three!
What a kickback and the confidence. These two guys, they go for the jugular, the guards, on UMass.
And Padilla made it when they needed it most.
Well, you're talking about the guards on both clubs when you mentioned Penn. He didn't take the pick, and now as he gets into traffic, look at the height on that shot. I mean, that's a Jerry West release. This young guy's a freshman, and you mentioned behind the three, the kickback, the confidence, they go for it.
Snowy day on the Public Garden in beautiful downtown Boston, Massachusetts. And what a scintillating game this has been. A huge three-pointer a moment ago by Edgar Padilla. Just the second three-point field goal of the game for Massachusetts. UMass 2 for 14 from three-point range. The most recent one was timely. Padilla has both threes for UMass today. BC will play it in with 1:15 left. And we welcome those of you who are just joining us, those who have been watching Cincinnati and Arkansas at the Fleet Center in Boston. Boston College with the ball, trailing by 3 with 1:10 remaining. Sean McDonough and Bill Raftery. BC led much of the first half. UMass built as much as a 6-point lead in the second half. BC has battled back. Canby, another block of Abrams. Out of bounds, it'll be UMass ball.
He has been magnificent off Danier Abrams. Now the switch in the timeout, they put him on. He's got an amazing facility to stay on the floor. Here, the softness to start a fast break if you come up with it. BC happened to be out of bounds. You don't get any easy ones with the big fella looming.
Third block of the game for Marcus Canby. He's the all-time leader at UMass in blocks, and just a junior. BC scrambling now. It's tough for them to foul because so many players have 4 fouls. Jordan reached in and took his 5th foul. Right there, he's out.
I don't think Jimmy wanted to give it. I think they were playing their 1-3-1 trap as O'Brien got up. Once you get, if you're going to give it right away. You follow, Sean? In other words, you wait this late, the seconds go by. And that being the limit for him to boot without the lack of bodies on the bench up front.
Well, Jordan is fouled out. And will take advantage of the free break in the action, the huddle. Keenan Jordan fouls out with 6 points, 3 rebounds, and for much of the game, a good defensive job on Camby.
And then he's gotten help once he's caught it, but he's been physical, moving him out. That becomes a dilemma now, and nothing to be ashamed of the way he performed all evening defensively. Or afternoon, Padilla making that big three to give this cushion tells you a little about the backcourt of UMass. They are tough guys.
Those who just joined us, Padilla hit a big three moments ago to break a 57-all tie. Both teams in the double bonus, shooting 2 free throws on every foul the rest of the way. The arrow still points for BC. And each team with 2 full timeouts left. BC has its 20 left. And the problem for BC, if you go to fouling, is UMass is an excellent free throw shooting team at 81% for the year. Padilla at the line shooting 2.
And you're mentioning he's a 92% shooter. That's incredible, and he's going to have the ball late in the game.
Edgar has 7, but as usual, his contributions are measured by statistics. We've seen him on the boards. We've seen him with steals, assists, and the big points when they've needed it. Down the stretch, he scored the last 5 for UMass. Timeout, BC. A 20-second timeout.
In this timeout, O'Brien's got to get a quick hitter. Got to designate, if he can, who he would like to foul. Keep it away from the guards if possible. The best weapon they have next to Danier, and we can't be on him, he's not the best weapon right now, is the dribble penetration of Penn and the kick for either the open jumper or, if they would so desire, the three.
Penn and Granger are their best three-point shooters. Granger at 44%, Penn 39%. Cincinnati still comfortably ahead of Arkansas in the second half in Fayetteville. And coming up next, Duke and Michigan with a tough act to follow on CBS today. Down to a half-minute left. Granger short with the pull-up. Camby has the rebound. And UMass looking to go to 5-0 and retain its number 3 ranking. Looking like it's in good shape now. Up by 5 and going to the line with 27 seconds left.
A little pull of the string by UMass. They had Danier moving out Abrams, and they switch. They had Dingle play him and let Camby stay underneath so he could help out defensively. And Granger and the BC bench felt he got fouled on that step to the goal.
Woodward is fouled out with 4 points. UMass partisans chanting "It's all over." They split the tickets for this game right down the middle between the 2 schools. They never actually sold any to the public because the alums gobbled up the tickets from the alumni offices before they could make any available to the general populace.
Did they flip for the tickets as well, or did they flip for everything else? I think the House and Senate were split over this game. This team defensively, moxie, ability to take you out of things, and they react very well to one another, and particularly to Camby.
Well, it's a big miss by Camby. Keeps it at 5 points. 27 seconds left. Marcus with 18 points, 5 rebounds, 3 block shots. 11 of his points in this half. 6-point edge. Do you have to think 3 now, Bill?
2-possession game if you make a 3. Now look at it. Best ways to go in or drive and kick. Go inside and then.
This is Nate Fox into the game for the first time today for the Eagles. He can shoot from outside. He launches one. A long rebound to the corner, and it will be Boston College ball, but we're down to 7.7 seconds left.
Did you see who was over there? Padilla sprinted. I mean, they know the importance of loose balls.
They need a very quick 3 to the Eagles. Down by 6, 7.7 left. Abrams, that's just a 2-point field goal. Dingle the rebound, and UMass will survive this one. Nate Fox committed the foul. The genuine Chevrolet players of the game are Dante Bright from UMass, the season-high 24 points to go along with 4 rebounds. And Scooney Penn of BC, the freshman guard, with career best in points and rebounds, 10 and 14 respectively. In celebrating its 25th year of NCAA sponsorship, Chevrolet will donate $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund reward outstanding students for their academic achievements and to assist those in financial need. Marcus Camby gets a hand as he goes out.
Player of the year, Sean, right now.
You voted today, he'd be the National Player of the Year. No question, benefiting from the competition UMass has played. John Calipari said there's no way he ever thought his team would be 5-0, having played Kentucky, Maryland, Florida, Wake Forest, and Boston College to start the year.
They actually have one loss. Converse All-Stars beat them.
Right.
That started them going.
In the preseason, John was very down on his team, not very optimistic about the season. Penn's three at the buzzer did not go.
Great effort by BC.
And obviously, Bill, they're a much better team than people thought they were going to be. BC picked to finish last in its division of the Big East. Back with a final thought in a moment. The final score, UMass 65 and Boston College 57.
Jesse, you're next.
I'm all yours.
Save it for the stage, Romeo.
Carol always gives it.
Overtime, Temple with the win. I don't know if the second one can live up to it. Georgia Tech now has a chance to make it back-to-back upsets over number one and